Chapter 5. Dodge the Dogs Part 2.
I fucking knew it!
Tyler's voice echoes throughout the empty room. The flying saucer appeared to be in mint condition while the robotic arms swayed horizontally and vertically on the surface. Small sparks were produced where their metal fingers touched. Theo was the first to be captivated by its beauty. He rushes up towards it, muttering to himself on how authentic it appeared. While he was inspecting it, he was beaming ear to ear.
You see? Area 51, baby!
Why are you celebrating?
Jacqueline questioned.
We could get killed and you're celebrating?
Whatever.
Tyler huffs.
We've been fine without any of the hellhounds around. Find the next door or locked door, and we'll repeat the cycle until we get out.
Why are you so calm about this? This isn't normal. It's like we're trapped in a sick game.
Jacqueline argued.
Hey, sis, let's calm it down a bit.
Theo says, turning towards her while motioning with his hands to lower her voice.
Fuck you too, Theo. Why are you also acting like this is a normal thing too?
Jacqueline snapped. Theo points to the flying saucer.
It's because we're trapped. Complaining won't get us anywhere.
Kyle chimes in out of the blue. The group, excluding Theo, turns towards him, a bit tensed from his words. Morgan speaks up first before anyone else.
What do you mean by that? You know something, Kyle?
Kyle shakes his head.
I mean, I know as much as you do. Standing around yelling at each other won't do any of us any good, right?
He turns towards Theo for confirmation, but his best friend was too busy staring at the flying saucer.
I hate to admit it, but the druggie has a point.
Tyler says.
I'd like to get out as quickly as possible.
Don't you mean we? Don't be an asshole.
Morgan sassed as she turned away from him. Tyler raises his arms in the air in frustration.
You know what I mean, come on!
Theo walks up closer towards the flying saucer to get a feel for the material. Kyle and Jacqueline were next to each other while Tyler tried to comfort Morgan. Kyle notices an open ventilation shaft nearby him and moves towards it to investigate. Jacqueline follows him behind.
What are you doing?
She asks.
I want to see what's in there.
Kyle uses the flashlight and finds it's large enough for multiple people to crawl through comfortably, about 3 feet in height and width.
Huh, this is a pretty big vent.
Jacqueline takes a moment to gaze around the room and finds there are a few other similar vents spotted around the periphery of the room. Kyle looks over his shoulder to find Theo very close to the flying saucer.
No frickin' way. It's real. It's so real.
Theo says through a smirk. Clearly, he was geeking over this. Kyle pats his pockets and his eyes suddenly go wide.
Shit, I forgot I had the taser.
Kyle hands it to Jacqueline without hesitation. Jacqueline chuckles nervously.
Guess we should have used this on those creatures, huh?
Before Kyle could reply to Jacqueline, a shadow catches his eye on the wall nearby Theo and the flying saucer. The hairs on the back of his neck stand as he realizes what he was looking at.
Theo, run!
Kyle screams out, alerting everyone in the room. Up ahead, peering around the flying saucer, was yet another hound. It lets out a sickening growl before wailing at Theo, who stumbles backwards from the sight of the creature.
Oh my God, Theodore.
Jacqueline fumbles with the taser in her hand, dropping it on the floor.
Oh God, not again with these things?
She says frantically. Water builds up around her eyes as she grabs for the taser. Theo rushes back towards the group. Another hound is seen peeking from the other side of the flying saucer.
Get in the vents. Hurry. Get in them quick.
Theo shouted.
There's 2 of them?
Tyler's voice now yells out.
Jacqueline, get in the vents.
Kyle urges.
But Theo.
Jacqueline intervened, trying to pull Kyle's grip off her sleeve. Kyle shakes his head.
That won't stop them.
I won't leave him.
Kyle rushes towards the closest vent while he notices Tyler and Morgan had quickly crawled into one of the vents on their side. Tyler then holds the grate closed from the inside. Theo was now being chased by 2 hounds. Kyle slips into the vent and frantically slides backwards to make room and to get out of the way for his best friend and his sister. Jacqueline tries using the taser gun. As it shoots out and strikes onto the creature's face, it shrieks in pain as it stands still for a moment. The other hound continues to chase Theo. Jacqueline screams as she drops the taser gun and hurries into the ventilation shaft with Kyle. Theo falls onto the floor, but manages to slide under into the vent in front of Jacqueline at the last second. The hound chasing him stands at the entrance of the vent, inching forward as it pants raggedly. Jacqueline grabs Theo from behind, holding him tight and close to her as they both hold out their arms towards the hound in a feeble attempt to hold it back. The whole group shuffles frantically backwards as far back into the vent as they can, all three staring at the hound. But just as it looked like the hound would enter the vent at them and rip them apart, it stops. The creature lifts its head and looks left, then right, and begins to run off in the other direction, leaving the opening of the vent clear. Theo takes the time to quickly slide forward and grab the vent cover, pulling it in front of the opening, his fingers going white from the pressure of his grip on the metal grate. All three let out a huge sigh in unison and begin to catch their breaths while listening for movement beyond the vent. Theo peers through the grate and notices the hounds are both leaving the room out the way they came from, seemingly no longer interested in their presence.
What the fuck?
Jacqueline whispered.
Why didn't it come in?
I don't know. Fuck. It almost got me. I felt it breathing. It was so close.
Theo's hands were trembling.
What about Morgan?
Kyle peers through the other grate facing towards the other side of the room they were in and sees Tyler also peeking his head out to look for the hounds.
They're good, but why did it just walk away? Why do they just walk away? They must know we are here.
Kyle says, thinking out loud.
Not sure, and I don't really want to find out. I just want out of here.
Theo says. His body is now trembling.
Damn it. I dropped the taser.
Jacqueline blurts out.
I think it actually hurt it. It stopped when I hit it and it didn't chase Teddy. We need it.
Tyler is seen crawling out with Morgan. Morgan was waving another fuse tube in her hand.
Looks like we'll have to find the fuse tubes again, Theo.
Kyle says as he crawls out of the vent. Just then, Theo also finds a fuse tube on the ground next to him. As soon as Kyle is fully outside, Tyler and Morgan quickly rush over towards the next ventilation shaft. His blood runs cold upon hearing the hound nearby him. The sounds of its barking causes Kyle to trip over his own feet and go tumbling onto the ground. He turns to find the hound closing in on him.
Kyle!
Theo cries out. The hound was only mere inches from him when Kyle suddenly uses the flashlight to flash at the creature. The hound immediately recoils from the brightness and races away with an ugly whine. Kyle takes several breaths in before he vomits onto the floor next to him. His body was shaking from the adrenaline rush.
Kyle! Kyle!
Theo's voice snaps Kyle back out of his zone. He quickly dives back under into the ventilation shaft.
Dude, how did you scare it off with just the light?
Theo asked.
Did you see the taser gun?
Jacqueline questioned.
I don't know. I just used this flashlight on its face. I thought I was going to die.
Kyle choked out. He wiped his sweaty forehead and felt his stomach twist of nausea.
If you need to let it out, you can let it out. Just back there in the corner.
Jacqueline points out. Kyle does so.
Jackie, didn't you notice?
Theo asked. Jacqueline waits for him to continue. That light scared off that hellhound. We can use that to get out of here safely.
But where do they go afterwards? Don't you think they'll adapt?
Jacqueline questioned.
Only one way to find out.
Theo says with a shrug.
We can't just camp out here with no food or drinks. We gotta go. Plus, Morgan and the big doofus are moving up. They got a fuse tube and we got one too. The fuse box must be on the other side of the flying saucer.
He sighs while wiping a bead of sweat from his forehead.
I wish I could admire that object more. Let's go, Kyle. Use that light to blind them when they get close. Both groups made their way across the large room.
Kyle grabs the taser gun on the floor and hands it to Jacqueline. Thankfully, the taser gun's pins were still intact and can be reused. One hound was still lingering on Kyle, Theo, and Jacqueline's side, while the other hound was closer to Tyler and Morgan. It starts to creep around the flying saucer.
Hey, keep going forward. We can distract them for you. Keep hiding in those ventilation shafts.
Theo calls out. Tyler and Morgan hurry into a ventilation shaft just before the hound closest to them notices. The hounds immediately begin to charge at the group. Kyle swings his flashlight towards the nearest hound and blinds it. The group hurries across the room and finds another ventilation shaft to run into. The hounds shriek at the entrance of the ventilation shaft for a moment before running off.
This is so weird. They can fit underneath this. Why not do it?
Jacqueline points out.
Maybe they don't know that.
Kyle says with a finger over his lips.
Hush about it.
Jacqueline gives him a half smile. They watch the hounds circle around the flying saucer. Tyler and Morgan are seen on the other side, slipping into the last ventilation shaft on their part of the room. Tyler is seen pointing at the fuse box next to the large metal door. Theo gives him a thumbs up.
Have you seen the other fuse tube?
Theo calls out.
Hell no! It must be on this side. We didn't find it on any shelves or floors.
Tyler shouted back. The hounds circled around towards each ventilation shaft. Kyle blinds one away, which prompts his group to go towards the metal door. They search desperately for the fuse box tube around the floor and shelves.
Found it.
Jacqueline yelled out, holding up the last fuse box. Luckily, the object was laid out next to a flipped-over table. She cups her mouth, realizing what she had just done. The hound, shrieking at Tyler and Morgan, now sprints quickly at Jacqueline. She fumbles with the taser gun. Kyle uses his flashlight to blind the dog, giving Jacqueline time to dodge out of the way and tases the dog, which scares it off.
Thanks.
She breathed.
You're not as scared as before.
Kyle points out.
Yeah, I guess.
Jacqueline says through calm breaths. The group comes together to place in the fuse tubes inside the fuse box to unlock the door. The group hurries through before the hounds could swing back around to harass them,